WIDR. What it do, 89.1 WIDR FM listeners? You're tuned in to
Kzoo Foods.
What it do? I'm sure you're a little confused because we got a little change up in the booth today. Who's joining me for this episode of Kzoo Food?
Hello, my name is Adam Qureshi. I'm the head engineer of the ESPN podcast over on 89.1 WIDR FM. I'm sure you've heard the name before. Especially in this episode, since we just said it.
Hey, always saying it, always shouting it. Adam, you are basically our stand-in Cully for today.
Basically, I heard Cully got sick today, yeah?
Yeah, a little sniffles coming out of Cully Cooper. Your regular Kzoo Food host, but to no avail, we got Adam Qureshi in the studio. Woo! What a killer episode this is. Folks, I'm Ryan, by the way. I'm sure you know that, but in case you don't, Ryan Misiak, back for another week of Kzoo Food.
The actual host of this episode.
The duality, but don't fret, folks. This is going to be a great episode. I'm hyped. I've been waiting to get Adam back on another episode of Kzoo Food. I'm glad it worked out today since we got a little bit of freedom in our schedule. No convo today, huh?
No convo today. My class wasn't showing up because I was taking a test. So I'm free, basically.
Bro, we chilling, having a great day because we're talking about some of the best creations known to man, known to human.
Chocolate.
The human race. And peanut butter, folks, it is a head-to-head battle that's been going on since the dawn of time. You're either on the mountain of chocolate or you're in the river of peanut butter. You can't be both. I feel like you can't be, but maybe you should be. But I think we'll get to that later, yeah?
That's what a certain company's been trying to advertise.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
We all know the one.
But where do we even start, Adam? In this debate of chocolate versus peanut butter.
I'd say let's start with the pros for each one. Let's item list. See list off what we got for each one.
Let's do it. Let's talk chocolate first, folks. I love chocolate.
We all love
sure
chocolate.
Everybody listening, I guess I can't even say that with absolute certainty because there are some chocolate haters out there. Yeah, Maybe I have yet to meet one though. Me as well, Adam. But I'm sure there's a few listeners out there that are like chocolate versus peanut butter. What are y'all even talking about? Chocolate should even be on that list. But
a 2-item list? What are you talking about?
Yeah. But I think there's a reason chocolate's up there. It's because why do we love chocolate, Adam?
The bigger question is, which chocolate are we all in love with?
Oh, it's a great question. There's so many types and varieties of chocolate.
But there's 3 main ones that we all know, and we have all tried at least once, most likely.
Run it through the listeners tuned in.
We got ourselves white chocolate. That's chocolate without any cocoa put into it. It's just sweetness. It's just all right there in the bar. Then we got the full opposite side of it. We got dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
That's the type of chocolate where it's all bitter, it's all cocoa. And personally, it's my favorite chocolate.
It is a strong flavor. You dark chocolate enjoyers. There's something about it, huh? Something about it.
Something tells me you're not a fan.
It's not that I don't like dark chocolate. It's just not that it's not what I'm looking for primarily when I'm in the mood for chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I gotta be ready and wanting dark chocolate. Does that make sense?
That's true.
So bitter. For those who've never had dark chocolate, I don't know why you haven't. You gotta try it. How would you describe it, Adam? Dark chocolate.
It's this bitter, sort of acrid taste to it that coats your mouth, and it's nice if you're expecting bitter with a little bit of sweet behind it.
Wakes you up. It's like it makes you pucker your cheeks, your lips, shocks you.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Man, it wakes you up. It's bitter. But yeah, it's still got the sweetness to it if you're able to cut through that initial shock factor. Still got them sweetness.
Speaking of sweetness, I think we all know the one that we all think of when you think chocolate. We all think of milk chocolate.
Let's be real. That's that creamy goodness, that sweet, creamy, but still got that hint of that, that, like you said, that acrid taste. I love that word.
Acrid cocoa taste.
Love that word you brought into the debate. Milk chocolate. It's the one you know from the M&Ms and the Hershey's bars and the
chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies and what little Nestle bits or whatever you want to use in your cookies and whatnot.
You can use anything in a cookie. This is a side tangent. You can use anything in a cookie and it'll still turn out pretty decent at worst. At worst.
Hard to mess up a cookie. Yet I've definitely had some banged up cookies in the days, let me tell you that.
You and I both. I don't think I've messed up in a flavor of a cookie. I've messed up horribly when I've tried to shape a cookie into a certain design.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, and it just like can't cook all the way or something. Cook all the way through or whatever.
It can't cook all the way, and sometimes it expands out into a shape that's not what you were going for.
Expansion. Cookies are known for expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that also is true for chocolate, because chocolate goes with so much stuff.
That's true. Any dessert you can think of, you can add chocolate to that and be like, okay, I can see where you're going with that.
Almost makes it better than the dessert it was initially. Oh my gosh.
Think of it. You got yourself a strawberry cake, right? That's a pretty good cake right there. That's nice. It's got that strawberry filling. It's got like
fruity.
a vanilla cake to it. That's good.
Pastry.
But hear me out. Chocolate strawberry cake? Oh, another level.
There you go.
Another level of flavor and sweetness right there.
And shoot, I love that you bring the fruit into the debate, because like on our last episode of Kzoo Food, we were talking about fruits heavily, and I don't know a single fruit that doesn't go well with chocolate. Can we think of one right now a fruit that doesn't go well with chocolate? Strawberries and chocolate.
Guava.
Have you tried it? Guava and chocolate?
I haven't, but I know like guava and also mango. Those are both very indulgent fruits.
I was
that
thinking
are
mango
strong
too,
in flavor.
but I have not had mango and chocolate together, so I can't definitively say it doesn't go well.
I mean, you and I both. I haven't had that either. Nor have I had guava and chocolate together. Nor like lychee or lychee, or however you call it, with chocolate.
Oh, I actually don't even know what that is. I should know, but I don't.
I don't know. I can think of a lot of fruits that would not go well with chocolate, but I haven't had it personally, so I can't say.
Hey, you listeners tuning in, do you know any fruits that don't go well with chocolate? Looks like a light bulb came up in your head, bro. What you got for us, Adam?
I thought of one that doesn't go well with chocolate.
What?
Lemon.
Lemon and chocolate? I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't say that's primarily what comes to my head first when I think of fruits and chocolate. I wouldn't even eat a lemon on its own to begin with.
Right.
But I feel like when there's like a lemon accent to a dish, I can still see some chocolate going well with it.
Okay.
Like
in my head,
like a lemon chocolate tart or something.
No, that is good. In my head, I'm thinking raw fruits with chocolate.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that does not sound good at all. The lemon don't sound good alone, nor does it sound good with the chocolate. So thank you, Adam. You are I think the only person who has found a fruit that doesn't go well with chocolate.
Now to make it.
Now, yeah. Okay. But... chocolate goes well with so much. There's variety to chocolate. We've already talked about the dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and there's even like a spectrum in between all of these where you can do like a blend of semi-sweet.
There's like semi-sweet chocolate chips and whatnot, right?
Yeah, there's so many different types of chocolate, right? There's variety.
Chocolate is a spectrum in and of itself.
There we go. It's a beautiful array of flavors and tastes. And you talked about white chocolate.
I did. Very briefly, because
what are we in this when we talk about and we bring up the chat of white chocolate? How do we feel?
I don't like it.
A lot of confusion.
I personally don't like it, because to me it's just like milk and sweetness, and that's not what I'm looking for in a chocolate. It's not.
And Adam, I don't think you're alone. I know plenty of people, especially my family who I was with this past weekend, just cannot stand white chocolate. Yet I'll be honest, I love white chocolate. I think it's just because when I'm looking for the chocolate flavor, I guess in my brain I just go instantly to sweet. So that creamy, sugary taste of white chocolate is essentially like, yeah, that's it. That's it just right.
That's fair. That's fair. In my head, I like to think of white chocolate more as an accent to other things rather than a thing on its own.
Wow.
Like if going back to like chocolate, if you have like a dark chocolate cake, white chocolate will often be used as an accent on top of that to add more sweetness to that dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Instead of just like having the entire thing be milk chocolate, you can have dark chocolate and then have a white chocolate design on the top of it, or like a different fillings of chocolate and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that's a great point to bring up. Is the fact that white chocolate and dark chocolate and other chocolates go well together.
That is true. They go together well, and that's honestly that's a big point for chocolate.
So interesting.
It works well together, and all chocolates can work well together.
Yeah. Wow. All
right, I think we've talked a lot about chocolate. We got to move to the other side of the argument over here.
Yeah, peanut butter. We ain't forget about you. We love you, peanut butter, right?
We do.
We love peanut butter, Adam?
I like peanut butter. Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Just checking. Hey, just checking. I feel like there's a lot of folks who are on the chocolate side, and there's few with the pitchfork on the peanut butter side, ready for this fight. But peanut butter is so good.
It is.
Why? Do we know why peanut butter's good?
I mean, I know why I like it. I think you know why you like it. But hey,
let's chat. Why do we love peanut butter so much, Adam?
I like it as I just like the flavor of it, honestly.
The nutty, oily, or creamy taste of it, yeah?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It goes good in pastries. And we cannot undersell like the classic that is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Wow. I mean, talk about an American staple and a staple of just every childhood is the peanut butter and jelly. Some would even say just peanut butter sandwich. Some will exclude the jelly.
I've also heard of two other sandwiches. I've also heard of a peanut butter and banana sandwich,
which is amazing. I'm glad you brought that up because peanut butter and banana go so well together.
And then another one is a peanut butter and hazelnut spread sandwich.
Oh, I thought you were going a different route. I thought you were gonna go peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Marshmallow fluff.
Yeah,
okay, that's the first time I heard of that one.
I've heard of that one before.
Ooh.
I think it's a pretty Midwestern thing as well. If I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that.
I haven't heard of it over from my hometown, my home state of Illinois.
Trust me, I haven't heard of it much. I've never tried it, but I can imagine it's good. Sugary and sweet and peanut buttery. Hey, sounds good to me.
How dare you make me? How dare you make me consider going to Myers just for this sandwich?
Get that marshmallow fluff and that peanut butter. Smack it on some bread.
Mm-hmm.
Eat it up.
It is good.
So I guess there's also, we talked about the variety of chocolate. Peanut butter has some variety too. I mean, there's the creamy peanut butter. I think we all come to know as just peanut butter.
Yep.
But there's also like extremely crunchy peanut butter with like almost whole peanuts still in there.
Yeah, basically.
We like that? Yeah or no?
I feel like creamy peanut butter versus crunchy peanut butter are for different uses. Creamy peanut. I can't talk today, apparently. I say on a podcast. Creamy peanut butter, I feel, is used a lot more in baking, where you don't want those whole shells or those whole peanuts in the actual peanut butter. So you use creamy to just have the peanut butter flavor in like a baked good, like peanut butter cookies.
Which are amazing.
Yeah,
I love them.
And then you use crunchy peanut butter for the flavor and also the texture of the peanuts itself.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's the kind of peanut butter you would use in a sandwich or a toast or something like that.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
You know, and we say peanut butter, but I think this also begs the larger question of just nut butter in general. There's so many other nuts that can be buttered.
You can butter any nut if you try hard enough.
Truly any nut if you try hard enough, folks.
I mean, I discussed this earlier. There's hazelnut spread. Hazelnut spread's one of my favorite things.
So good.
It's so good.
And there's, again, so many different types of nut butters. Can't forget about them. And I think that,
we're in the dark. We're in the dark. Turn on the lights.
Adam, can you get up a little? Nope. Oh, look at that, bro. Is that the eraser toss? That was a shoe toss.
That was my shoe. That was my shoe.
Well, I'm glad that shoe triggered our light sensor. We're back.
I can only do it one more time.
I know. That is freaking hilarious. But I think when we talk about these two in particular, we're usually talking about the dessert. But
that's true.
I think the peanut butter bodes well for the more, just more uses aside from dessert. I don't really, I guess when we talk peanut butter and jelly, I don't typically think of PBJ as a dessert, even though it is primarily a sweetened sandwich.
Yeah. I mean,
we know any other stuff that the peanut butter that goes well in.
I mean, we've said cookies already.
Cookies, that's a dessert, right? Yeah.
I
feel like I'm blanking on this stuff, but I feel like when I associate the peanut butter to just the peanut flavor, and when it comes to man, what am I thinking of? Like peanut, like rice dishes and like what am I can't even think all of a sudden.
Like Thai noodles?
Yeah, like Thai noodles. Yeah.
I know that there's like a peanut...
Like pad thai, I think is primarily, has like a peanut sauce.
It has a peanut sauce. You can add extra peanuts on top of it for garnish and texture.
Man.
But I don't think that's peanut butter, though.
It's not peanut butter, but for some reason my brain associates the two pretty similarly, yeah?
That's fair, that's fair.
Like Eastern peanut sauce.
I want to see what other nuts we can turn into like a butter, because I know there's peanut butter. There's
probably
hazelnut
cashews,
butter.
almond butter.
I have heard of both of those
almond
actually,
butter's
because
amazing.
some people are allergic to peanuts, so they use those other ones.
Yeah,
other
I think
legumes.
there's less fat content in the almond as well. Which bodes it being the almond butter being essentially a healthier butter, but I think it's all in the style and however you make it.
Now I'm wondering if I can make a full pastry using exclusively almonds.
Walnut butter? Do we know that, if that's a thing? I'm sure there's...
I'm sure there is.
There's probably other nuts I don't even know of that have become buttered.
Do you think there's like a pistachio butter?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it.
Because in my mind...
Folks, you let us know. You're tuning in. I know you got a big jar of... What did you say, pistachio butter? You let us know if you got that pistachio butter locked and loaded.
Please give us a list of every legume you have, like you know of, and tell us if you can or cannot butter it. Because in my head, you can turn any nut into like a milk. You have almond milk. You got cashew milk.
I think that's where where it came in my head. It's like, wow, there's so many different types of milks. I can only imagine these nuts are getting buttered too. I'm gonna look it up real quick while we're chatting. Well, we talked so highly about both the chocolate and the peanut butter, but we're not naive. We know these things both come with their downfalls.
Let's knock them down a peg.
And
Let's knock them down.
While we love them, at times we also do dislike or maybe even hate them, Adam. Let's start with chocolate.
Yep.
Why do we hate chocolate at times? Why do we dislike chocolate? What can chocolate how can chocolate harm us?
I've already talked about my disdain for white chocolate. I don't. It's just sweet. It's just sweet, and there's nothing to it. And I know you're gonna fight me on this one because you said you liked it.
White chocolate? I mean, no, but I can understand. Honestly, it loses that distinct flavor that the chocolate typically brings to the table. That we talk about
the cocoa,
the bitterness, and that sharp, acrid flavor that cuts right through. Especially if you're making a dish or a dessert, if you only use white chocolate, it's not a chocolate dish. You don't get that. You don't get what you love from even the milk chocolate. Still has some of that flavor profile locked in.
That is true. actually, one thing did slip my mind, and this is a point I will give to white chocolate. White chocolate is good when one, a frosting, and two, if it is paired with a fruit and a pastry.
Yeah,
like
no doubt.
I once had this, I believe it was a raspberry white chocolate cake. It was genuinely really good. So I have to give white chocolate a bit of credit. It's pretty good. By itself, I'm not gonna eat it. If it's in like a cake or something, I will give it a try.
See, I've been on the trail mix game recently, and while trail mix typically has like candy coated chocolate bits in there, there are other types that have white chocolate covered raisins and dried fruits.
Oh,
and wow, is that a great combination? Like dried raisins covered in chocolate, or dried cranberries also covered in white chocolate. It's so good.
I thought those were like yogurt covered, not white chocolate.
So I'm digging online, folks. There are so many different types of nut butters, dude. Walnut and pistachio baklava nut butter.
Oh wow. My god! You said baklava, and my heart's in love.
I don't know why I didn't think about this. Coconut butter.
Coconut. Oh, I know about coconut butter. I've heard. Wow. I know about like coconut oil. I know about that.
That is something I wouldn't even think about. And almond cashew butter I'm seeing as well. Man, all of this just sounds so good. Chia seed, almond, cashew butter. Interesting. Hazelnut, yeah, we see that pretty commonly.
Is there a poppy seed butter?
Oh, let me look it up.
Like a poppy seed, or like
poppy
a sesame seed butter?
Butter. What do you think, folks? You know about this poppy seed?
How dare you make me bust out my phone? Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it.
Organic poppy seed butter. I'm seeing, dude, there is probably too many types of butters. But back to chocolate. What else do we not like about chocolate? I think.
Oh, hold on. Okay, there is a sesame seed butter.
No.
There's a butter for every occasion.
Everything, folks. But again, there's so much about chocolate that can leave us like, I don't want to say confused, but just like a little, I don't want to say either lackluster. I feel like chocolate can also sometimes, if you're looking for it and you don't get it in the accompaniment of another dessert or dish, you almost feel cheated out.
Yeah.
You ever want like, or like, especially when you, I don't know, if you don't get quality chocolate, it can have some fake taste to it. You ever have something that just, it's like almost chocolate, but it's just really not there. There's something missing there. When I order from maybe a restaurant or a fast food chain, I want a chocolate milkshake, and it's just like, oh, what is this?
I'm sorry, you said fake chocolate, and I felt like a death rattle creep down my spine.
Fake chocolate.
As I was cruelly reminded of, like, you know when you have your, like, it's Halloween. Picture this. It's Halloween. You get all your candies, your chocolates. It's all in your little pumpkin pail or your pillowcase and whatnot.
Pillowcase sack or whatnot.
And 2 months go by, and you are left with all the chocolate you did not want to have, and it is absorbed the flavor of the wrapping it has been sitting in.
Bro, that is hilarious.
And you take a bite, and it is all just plastic and sugar and like gross wrapping flavor on it.
Yeah, interesting. And also chocolate blooms.
What is a chocolate bloom?
Chocolate bloom is don't quote me on this, but it's a chemical type. I don't know if it's a chemical reaction or just a reaction that happens when chocolate is I think oxidized. Again, don't quote me on this, but it ends up getting a white film on the top of it, which is, again, I want to say to the oxidization of it.
I don't think oxidized means what you think it means. Oxidized just means being exposed to air.
Yeah.
Okay, then, okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Why does chocolate bloom?
Chocolate bloom? What?
I don't know if it's the fat content, like, being, like, drug out or something, or what not.
I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Oh my gosh. This is uncontrolled polymorphic transformation of cocoa butter from a less stable form 4, form 5, to the most stable form 5.
What?
Oh my gosh.
You lost me.
Yeah, what a bunch of terms that...
Yeah. You lost me on the plot a minute ago.
Yeah, so it's essentially... This occurs when cocoa butter in the chocolate separates and rises to the surface due to temperature fluctuation.
Oh,
interesting.
So like if you melt chocolate and then put it in the freezer and then melt it and put it in the freezer and melt it and put it in the freezer over and over again.
That's what chocolate looks like when it blooms.
Oh.
Which I'm sure if you have some old chocolate, you go ahead and look at it. It's got a white film on top of it, gosh, what a
I'm gonna be honest.
bunch of science that goes into it, but gosh, it's can be a scary sight. It might even make some of y'all throw your chocolate out a bit early, thinking it might have molded.
I'm gonna be honest, I think I've seen that before, and my first thought was not, oh no, the chocolate's gone bad, is who put this powdered sugar on this chocolate?
Yeah, no doubt. Again, that's just nothing wrong with the chocolate. It's just properties changing within it. But can look freaky. No doubt.
Well, I do want to see if there's like a flavor difference though between like that oxidized chocolate that you're talking about and just like fresh out of wherever you make chocolate. Because it's not a bakery, I don't think. It's like just a candy factory. I don't know. We gotta go call up Hershey's real quick.
Call up the chocolatiers over at Hershey and ask them. We'll get them on next episode. That is so freaking funny.
We cut to next episode and it's like Cully Cooper has just gotten a degree over from the Hershey's company, saying he's a full chocolatier.
Interesting. Yeah. So I guess what I'm reading here, it tells me it'll have just a slight crumbliness to it as the fat separates and I guess from the butter, the cocoa butter. And interesting stuff. A lot of science, folks. A lot of reading.
AKA stuff that makes my brain hurt.
No kidding, my friend. We've been bashing on our chocolate friends. We haven't forgotten about peanut butter again.
Nope.
And as much as we love peanut butter, there's some things that irk me about it at times.
Let's
dive into it.
Let's throw some hands at peanut butter real quick.
What do you got to say about the cons of peanut butter?
I think the biggest thing that docks points from peanut butter is that you cannot have it by itself. You probably will not have it by yourself.
I can definitely have it by itself, but I feel like most normal people cannot. So.
You just having it by the spoonful.
I don't want to, but I will if I'm looking for that nutty buttery. Give me a little spoonful. It's not bad.
ASMR.
But you said it's, and I think people don't typically eat it by itself is because it's thick.
It is thick.
It's cement-like. You put it in your mouth, and like your mouth is glued shut, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah? So I think
it's
that's
thick. The flavor is overpowering, and it is just a strong.
Very strong
thing.
Nutty. It's almost overly nutty when you have it alone. As well as depending on the brand or whatnot, it's rich. I think both of these two are rich, but I don't want to say for some reason, but peanut butter definitely has like that overbearing oiliness to it, nuttiness to it, and rich. When you put all those three together, it's too much for just a solo endeavor.
I think it's also because we don't see peanut butter in the wild that you can just eat. like we have chocolate bars where you can just like buy it, open wrapper, bite.
Yeah.
But peanut butter doesn't have that.
No, it doesn't have that. And there's a reason, right? I think it's because of those three things that we just went over. I'm sure there's more to it. It just like you can't really solidify it or condense it any more than it already is without it just becoming like something. I've seen like peanut butter chips before, like chocolate chips that are just peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
But even then, it's just like it's not really the same. It's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of that nut flavor that you're kind of looking for in the peanut butter.
You said peanut butter chips, and I got very confused for a minute.
Potato chips or something?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what? Where are you shopping, Ryan? Where are you shopping?
Oh, and it definitely, it's thick in the, man, when you eat a peanut butter and jelly that's like 50% peanut butter, man, it's like, oh, this is too much.
That is peanut butter with a side of jelly.
Yeah,
that is not what you want.
I've definitely had some that are just too thick, and it leaves you just a little bit with a sour mouth.
I think the closest I have had to eating just peanut butter is I will sometimes as like a snack I will have peanut butter with apple slices, and that's
so good.
That's a good snack right there.
Good.
That's so good. But I can't just have peanut butter by this.
No, I mean I can. Oh, lights going off again. One more shoe, Adam. Will that do the trick?
It sure did.
That is literally perfect. Freaking hilarious. We got a shoeless Adam in the studio, and we got our lights back on.
Don't worry, my dogs are not out. I got socks on. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness. But I was gonna bring something up, and I think, I mean, chocolate I can eat alone, and it's great, and I can eat a plentiful amount and be satisfied. Peanut butter, if I even eat the slightest amount with some stuff, let alone just on its own, it's gonna give me heartburn. I think it's just because it has such a high fat content, and there's so much just I guess just the oil bearingness of it. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's
like an overbearing amount of fat
and oil that like doesn't mix well with my stomach, and it would give me heartburn. My acid reflux will go crazy from just even the slightest amount of peanut butter.
1 spoonful of peanut butter, immediate high cholesterol. Immediate.
Oh gosh.
To me, having a spoonful of peanut butter is the equivalent of having like a sleeve of Oreos. I'm going to feel gross and mucky.
You like bogged down. Especially after a PBJ. I feel like even after one, I'm like, oh, I feel like I just ate a 10-pound weight. Does it not feel like that at times?
A little bit. I will say.
Sometimes it feel like that.
Well, that's why you have something to wash it down, though. You know.
No doubt. A glass of milk with a PBJ. It's kind of fire. Kind of fire. But this is an interesting debate and topic because it's always chocolate versus peanut butter. I think while there is a clear winner here, I think the clearest winner is what, Adam?
When they're paired together.
A beautiful accompaniment of chocolate and peanut butter. Man, does that make the world go round? Does that make the sun come up in the morning and shine so bright?
The angels sing when these two pairs come together.
Life forms when the chocolate and the peanut butter comes together, and the world can continue on as it should.
You may kiss the bride, chocolate, which your bride is peanut butter.
And the perfect marriage of the two is the winner. It is the winner, isn't it, Adam?
Yes, it is, Ryan. The love wins. Love always wins.
Don't forget that, folks. Love chocolate, love peanut butter, but most importantly, love them together. And I think there's a certain company that also shouts that out from the rooftops.
We all know it. We staple in our knapsack for Halloween.
Yeah, the orange wrapper, you'll always know it.
Reese's.
And it's a great candy as well. But
true that.
I think being able to be versatile in the desserts while having both of them is great. So much fun. Don't get too caught to one side all the time, folks. Dabble in that spectrum of sweet, nutty, and great flavor.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not a fan of white chocolate, but I will give it a try at times because I want to validify my opinion of it or be surprised and be proven wrong that it can go well with things. And you've expressed before you're not the hugest fan of dark chocolate, but you love it from time to time.
It has its uses. Can't deny that. And again, a lot of these I feel like are like ingredients in other dishes.
That is true. That's true.
But don't forget, folks, they're staples of desserts and I guess like just food in general.
Staples of food, sugary sweets, some good. Drinks. Good stuff.
Drinks. Oh, like a peanut butter banana shake or something. Oh my gosh. Talk about getting your protein in. I guess that's something we didn't talk about, peanut butter. A lot of protein. That's why people love their peanut butter.
True. Actually, I think earlier today I went to the library to go grab like a snack, like a swipe meal. In one of the protein bars available, there is a chocolate peanut butter protein bar.
Look at that. They know what they're doing. Instead of chocolate versus peanut butter, put the two together, folks. Magic can happen.
I hate to break it to you, but there is also just a standalone chocolate protein bar.
And there's probably a standalone peanut butter bar too. Don't forget about that. Again, peanut. I guess peanut is the flavor profile of peanut butter. So
yeah, I mean peanut. I feel like there's a big difference between having peanut butter, which is a thick, like spreadable topping, compared to shoveling peanuts in your mouth.
Nuts are great. I've been loving just all types of nuts recently.
It's true. It's really good.
We'll have to do a nut episode coming soon here.
You haven't done one yet?
I don't think we have. So.
I am amazed that you've gone through so many topics from Christmas foods, Thanksgiving foods,
everything,
loud foods, and you haven't thought of nuts. Why have you not talked about nuts yet,
folks? Tune in next week for the nut episode. Thank you for joining us here on Kzoo Food. We talked about our beautiful chocolate friend, as well as our palatable peanut butter
pal.
Wow, look at that. Works out in the end, don't it?
Sure
don't forget, put them two together again. Magic can happen. You've been tuned in to Kzoo Food. Thank you, Adam, for being a stand-in host for this episode.
I suppose so,
Man,
yeah.
I would love to get you on every episode, but I feel like the schedules don't align this semester. That stinks. Stinky.
I'm unfortunately busy most Wednesdays, but when I have a test, I'll get it done early and I'll be here.
There you go. And we'll make some more accommodation, get some more great guests on this show. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in. Kzoo Food. Catch us again Wednesdays at 2 right here on 89.1 WIDR FM. Peace.
Thank you for listening.